Good morning, I'm Al Litman, Mayor of Mesquite. Today's COVID-19 report is still at 249 according to the Health District. Today I was going to be giving you some tips if you had children home because of distance learning. But I have a special guest from the Community Education Action Board, Jody Thornley. If you are a parent or a caregiver of school-aged children, you will want to listen closely to Jody.
Just a little history on the reopening of schools. School principals prepared plans to submit for reopening of our 4 local schools. These ultimately were denied just days before the scheduled first day of school by CCSD. That is why we started with all distance learning here in the Valley. CAB invited Superintendent Dr. Jara to a meeting with us and he accepted. We gave him the history of what had happened and the communication problems we encountered. We let him know we were frustrated being treated the same as the urban areas of the school district, even though CCSD trustees had agreed that rural schools should be treated differently. We asked him what it would take for him to reconsider our reopening of schools plans. Dr. Jara said he could only approve plans that were previously approved by the trustees. Trustee Ford was also in attendance at the meeting, and she said she thought she had voted for rurals to present their own unique plans as well. Dr. Jara then stated that the State Department of Education informed him that he had to present just one plan for all of CCSD, but that he would be willing to ask Superintendent Joan Ebert. CAB wrote a letter to the State Superintendent Joan Ebert, and she called us back and told us that she was fine with presenting a Mesquite-specific plan for reopening schools as long as it followed the state guidelines, such as social distancing and the COVID percentage rate of less than 5.1%. Our principals have worked hard and presented their plans to Dr. Mansell, who will pass them along to Dr. Jara. If he chooses to place them on the trustee agenda for approval, the soonest would be September 10th. I do not see that item on the agenda, so we will keep inquiring. I spoke to Dr. Jara yesterday, and he says now his goal is for it to be on the 24th meeting agenda. We need parents, teachers, administrators, and community members to let CCSD know that we want our schools back open. CAB also supports the City of Mesquite's COVID testing initiative. The city, in cooperation with the county, is attempting to test 3,000 individuals within the next few weeks to show a more accurate rate. Our testing numbers have gone down significantly, so our COVID percentages have gone up. This is why we need individuals to go in to be tested so those numbers can go back down. We will be low enough to open schools. As we stand right now, our rates are too high to open back up. We want to present a foolproof plan to CCSD with no reason to deny. Please consider having your family tested in the drive-up self-administered testing. If anyone is interested in helping public schools in Mesquite and Bunkerville, we do have a city trust that goes straight to the schools. And please attend our CAB meetings. They are the second Thursday of the month at 5:00 p.m. at City Hall. We also have one tonight at 5:00.
Thank you, Jody, for sharing with us today. Caring about children should be a priority of CSSD, but it isn't. I firmly believe we could be sending our kids to school instead of using distance learning. Of course, money would have to be expended, staff would have to be educated in health and safety. It won't happen, I guess, as long as we have a dysfunctional system. However, I'd like to deal with reality. We will be stuck with Clark County School District for a long time to come. I know it's been proposed that Mesquite break away and form its own district. I've heard that we could combine Moapa and Bunkerville also. I've also heard we should be annexed by Lincoln County and leave Clark County altogether. Again, I'm a realist, and opinions without having the needed knowledge just don't accomplish much. I grew up in an independent school district, ISD 709, Duluth, Minnesota. Virtually all of Minnesota operates with independent school districts. I spent many years teaching in a unified school district, and I'll explain the difference. The concept is nice, but fraught with pitfalls, mostly money. Because of my professional background in public education, I spent many years dealing with the realities of operating a small school district, where the money comes from and how it can affect taxpayers. Friday, along with some tips on distance learning issues, I will go into detail on how you operate an independent district and who does what. I believe you will come to the conclusion that it sounds good, but it's not easy to pull off, especially in Nevada and how this state views education and local control. Until then, it's not all doom and gloom. We can make things better as long as we keep the faith and remain Mesquite strong. Thank you.